But it seems like everybody's here. Hope everybody had a good long weekend. Thank you for coming. And we'll get right into it. So these are the year-to-date numbers. They're very similar to last month. We're down in most crimes, with the exception of assault and vehicle theft. Those have been up for the year, the entire year. We're down in burglaries, both residential and commercial. As far as the month goes, we're still up in assaults. We'll talk about a couple of those. Many of those we've made arrests on, and others, people aren't looking to press charges, so we're probably not going to make an arrest on. And we're down for the month in vehicle theft, so that's a little bit of good news. The rest we're about even on. A couple of the incidents that we've had since our last meeting. There's a burglary at the Assembly of God Church. Somebody forced the front door open, went inside, discovered that there was a camera, moved the camera, the alarm went off, the guy got scared and took off.
Good.
Still, as far as we know, didn't get anything out of there, but we're handling it as a burglary. And the next one was on the 25th in Dix Hills. It was a residence where glass on the rear door was broken, a wallet and a pocketbook were taken. We had a couple of robberies. The first one was on the 25th. It was at Pulaski and Depot. A bicycle was taken from a youth by a teenager, and we were able to make an arrest on that one.
Good.
And there was assault at Portofino. It was two employees got into a fight. One cut the other with a knife. The victim, they know each other. They're allegedly friends. And the victim refused to press charges. So. The next one was at a bar near Avenue, Huntington Station. Just bar fight. One guy got hit in the head with a bottle. We're still looking for him. There was a gang assault at the Hookah Lounge. There were 8 to 10 people who essentially beat up this one guy who was with his girlfriend in the parking lot. We made 3 arrests, and we're hoping to make at least 2 or 3 more. Those were Latin King members. The 3 who were arrested were confirmed Latin King members.
And what about the victim?
The victim does not have any gang ties, as far as we know. It was just an incident in the parking lot. The Latin Kings weren't happy about it, and they beat him up.
Okay.
These are the arrests for the month. You can see we had 268 arrests or charges. We had 44 of them were for felonies. You can see there we made several assault arrests, 12 assault arrests, as I said. Many of the assaults we've already made arrests on, and many we're not going to be able to because they're refused to press. We did have 1 burglary arrest, 3 gang assault arrests we just spoke about, and there were 2 other gang-related arrests.
What gangs were they from? Do you know?
What's that?
What gangs were they from?
The other 2?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which gang they're from. One was an old gang, OSS, but I'm not sure what the 5th one was. And these are just some pictures of people who've committed crimes in the last month, in case anybody recognizes anyone or any clothing. These 2 stole medication out of CVS. These guys broke into a car at LA Fitness, stole credit cards, and then bought merchandise at Target. These 3 stole tools at Home Depot up on New York Avenue. This guy stole headphones at Target. We had a lot of activity at Target this month. TV from Target.
Yeah, that, like, wait, what?
How did he do that? There's a security guy right behind me. Yeah.
I don't know.
Bad security.
This is
Maybe not anymore, Cheryl.
Exactly.
these 3 stole clothing from Dick's Sporting Goods. And this was leaving the scene of an accident. Guy backed into a car in the parking lot of Target.
Target's a busy place.
A lot happening at Target.
Yeah.
Couple of serious motor vehicle accidents we had, both involving motorcycles. The first one was on 16th. There were two motorcycles riding. One struck the other, and unfortunately, the operator of that one passed away. And the next one was on the 1st, just a couple of days ago. Jericho Turnpike in Melville. Also a motorcycle blew a red light, hit a vehicle in the intersection, and the motorcycle operator was killed. Contributing factors so far for the year for serious and fatal accidents. Speeding is up at the top this year. And you see the others: driver inattention, pedestrian inattention, and alcohol. Summaries for the month, there are over 1,800, 621 for moving violations. Sobriety checkpoint was conducted on the 23rd in Huntington Station. On 110, 8 people were arrested for DWI and 1 for impaired. And monthly reminders, make sure you see people while you're driving, please. It's very important, especially now with schools open. Watch for kids in the street. Stay off the phones while you're driving. And when you're a pedestrian, make sure you're visible to the drivers, especially at night or in the rain. Almost all of our serious injury and fatal accidents involve pedestrians, so something to be aware of. Again, don't leave keys in the car. I mention it every month, but it's worth repeating. Keys in the car, unlocked cars, running cars, they get stolen or they get things stolen out of them. So please make sure you lock up and don't leave any valuables in view, because even if it's locked up, then they'll break the window if they see something valuable in view. Same thing with shopping carts. That happens a lot. Someone gets distracted, they're unloading their things. They're shopping in the store and they don't pay attention. They leave a bag in the shopping cart, or they're unloading and putting stuff into their car in the parking lot. So just be aware of your surroundings and keep your valuables safe.
They should reprogram Marty in Stop and Shop. You know Marty in Stop and Shop, the robot?
I heard about it. I haven't
The
seen
spill detecting robot? Yeah, they should reprogram him for...
Is that malfunctioning or something?
No, like if you drop, like someone said that there was a raisin on the floor and he stopped and was like giving alerts because there's a raisin on the floor in the aisle. It's a spill detecting robot. But I think he'd be handy for these things.
Still getting larcenies at gyms, so please, your valuables, whether it's inside or outside, don't leave your valuables in the car. They watch people going into the gym. They know you're not going to be back for an hour, so they steal things out of your car. Also, they're stealing things inside the car or inside the gym. If you leave things in a locker, unlocked locker, even sometimes with a locked locker, they'll cut a lock. But just make sure you secure your valuables when you go to the gym.
Along those same lines, a lot of gyms have the thing where you put your keys, and what they'll do is they'll take the keys and they'll go out in the parking lot and start clicking until they get the right car. So, beware of that too.
So what do?
Yeah,
You go to a gym, you have your wallet. You can't put it in your locker, you can't leave it in your
Wear a
car.
fanny pack.
You can't, and wear it in the gym.
That's my idea, Joe. I'm there with you.
That's what I do.
Come from the steam room.
Well, we'll have a lock it, and make sure you lock the thing.
Scott, is there a particular gym that's getting hit the most?
We see a lot of LA Fitness, but it's not just there. It's really all over the county. It's not just a second precinct thing. It's a countywide thing. Another countywide thing is scams. Again, we mention it every month. They just keep increasing. Please tell your family and friends, if anybody asks for anything paid for with a debit card, it's not a valid person. It's not who they say. And they're very good, they're very convincing. Sometimes they know information about you that you don't think they would know about you. So please be careful, because most people who get scammed swore they would never get scammed, and they're shocked that they're scammed. So these guys are good, and girls, they're good at what they do. So just be careful about giving your information out to anyone who called you or contacted you by email. You contact them. You find out what number you want to call or what agency you want to call. Or if somebody calls you, say, okay, take the information, hang up, and then call back the number that you know is that number. The other thing they're doing is they'll call you, and the number on the phone, your caller ID, will say it's PSE&G, or it'll say it's Verizon, and it's not Verizon. So just be careful of that. Yes?
Yes, I am a certified fraud examiner, and even with that being said, I have to tell you that one of the people in my New York City chapter, they're the certified fraud examiner, a competent college-educated person, went and was scammed on an IRS scam for $25,000.
What?
Because they called up and the phone said Internal Revenue Service on the caller ID, and they had enough information on her that they had bought on the dark web to completely identify her and her family and this and that, and said that they were coming to arrest her unless she went and gave over her bank account number and whatever else like that. And she did that on the phone. They emptied her account, and that was it.
Yep, that's a good example. There are, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, oh, it'll never happen to me, I'm not that stupid, only stupid people fall for that, they're all gullible. That's not how it works. The victims that we're getting on these are people that you would never expect to get scammed. So it could happen to you, or me, or anybody else in here. So everybody needs to be very careful about who you give your information to, whether it's on the phone or online. That report's online. Another reminder for the month, you don't have to have a police officer come to your house, and you don't have to come down to the precinct for certain incidents that you want documented with a police report. So you can go on our website and check to see if whatever you have qualifies for that. Next Commissioners Forum is on the 19th in West Babylon, if anyone's interested, at the library.
What is that?
Commissioner has quarterly forums for the community, and she does it in different areas of the county each quarter. So I think like 6 months ago she was here in Huntington Station. Last quarter I think she was in Patchogue, and now she's going to be in West Babylon, and it's open to all the community members, anybody who wants to. It's kind of similar to this, but on a countywide basis. So she'll give a presentation about what's going on in the county, and then she'll open it up to questions and comments afterwards. Upcoming events, we have the soccer program for the fall. Registration is ongoing. There's going to be a registration on Sunday at St. Hughes Lincoln. It starts on the 19th. This is the flyer if anybody is interested in the information. If you need more information that's not on the flyer, you can contact Officer Delgado at the number here, 854-8253. Operation Medicine Cabinet, several dates we have there. First one is tomorrow, actually, at the Senior Center. A couple more dates there if anyone's interested. Again, as a reminder, this is for unused or unwanted medications, so it can be disposed of property, doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Yeah.
Also, at CVS on 2961 by the mall, we have that. You can turn it in any time.
Well,
7 days a week.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A few more dates here through October. Our next meeting is October 1st at the South Huntington Library at 7 o'clock. Those are the contact numbers and information. And with that, any questions? Yes.
When is open enrollment for the Police Explorers? Isn't it coming up, or is it only in January?
The Police Explorers enrollment, I'm not sure of the dates. I can get that.
I think it's only twice a year. I think it's like back to school time and then,
I'm not sure. Do you know?
oh, January and June. Okay, great. So January, what's the date of the January meeting? We don't know yet.
That first Thursday. Second.
Excellent. Wow. That's, okay. Kenny? Civilian Police Academy, are they having a fall class?
Yes, no, they're not having a fall class, it's in spring, they're gonna get approved for fall.
All right, and then, when's in,
And that starts, I believe, in March. I'm not sure, I think March 17th around here.
when's the cutoff for registration?
January.
It is, okay,
It is January.
so we should start pushing
Right,
that now.
yeah, so.
Okay.
Next meeting, I'll have, brochures and flyers and stuff for the, Springtime Civilian Academy, Suffolk County Police Civilian Academy. It's a very good program. June went through it, Jim went through it, I went through it, and I hope to have
Oh,
everybody here.
you went
go
through it too?
I did,
And she went through it too.
That's
It's a
awesome.
good program, right?
1996.
Whoa!
God bless. Love
I think
it.
it was the third one.
So you know Mitch.
Mitch Savino,
Mitch Savino.
the officer who organizes it.
In 96?
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
doing
he
it
was-
forever and ever and ever.
Papers here, but if he's in my papers, then yeah.
Yeah,
And you have to let us know about his
I will,
retirement.
I absolutely will.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
As far as auto thefts and break-ins, do you have any sense as to where most of them happen? Is it more malls and gyms, or is it homes? Is it everywhere?
Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. Again, a lot of them are running, so if somebody runs into 7-Eleven or some other place to get a cup of coffee, they leave the car running and they come out and it's gone. Happens in driveways too, though. It's not just there. The larceny out of vehicles happens mostly in shopping centers and gyms and that kind of thing, parking lots. Yes?
I have a question about, you guys often do like busts at the vape shops for underage, purchases. Are you continuing to do that? Do you have any updates on where you've been going and what shops have been complying and non-compliant?
Yeah, we haven't done that honestly in a few months, so it's probably time for us to start up again. Yeah, we do it sporadically when we're getting complaints about a certain place. I haven't heard of any recent complaints of anyone.
Okay.
Jim, you had your hand up, yeah.
I just want to thank all of the Second Precinct for a good summer we've had.
Yes.
10 years
Yeah.
since we actually had a summer where people weren't being murdered. Things have calmed down drastically. I really want to thank all of you.
Yes. Yes.
I don't want to say it too well, because how much jinxed us.
That's why I turned the radio down, so we don't hear what's going on.
You're good.
Thank you, Jim, appreciate that. Yeah, obviously, it's not just us, it's all of you too. We can't do anything without feedback from the community on what's going on, so we need that partnership. So thank you all too, I appreciate that.
I'd like to thank all of you, especially Jamie and Melissa, and being around. I forgot your name real quick, I'm sorry. Claudia.
Claudia.
I had a senior moment. But I'd like to thank you so much.
Thanks, Jim,
Because it worked
appreciate
out
that.
good. And now all we gotta do is get the county to shape to help us out even a little more.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, I appreciate it. Yes? Hi.
I'm Nancy for Huntington Circle. I've been going to the Huntington style task force meetings, and I've been hearing complaints. I don't know if you guys get any feedback, but especially in the summertime when kids are out, or even during school evenings, the kids, especially in Huntington Station, where they don't have transportation, there's like a lot of like gang pickups, kind of like trying to, like there's people that are trying to recruit teenagers. So have you guys been hearing anything about that?
Well, the town has a gang task force, just to let you know. They got a couple $100,000 grant.
Yeah.
So you can reach out.
Yeah, so I go to the gang.
Have there been any incidents like that recently?
I have not heard of that, no. We had a little bit of that, or rumors of that last school year at a couple of the schools, but I haven't heard of anything of that over the summer. But if you have any particular incidents or any locations that you know about, let us know and we'll take a look at it, okay? Yes?
Do you have any comments or feelings about photographic bells and cameras and all that? The Ring system, for example, people have a Ring bell, we have that. And I asked somebody something about it the other day, and he was kind of shocked. Sent me a whole bunch of links to a whole bunch of things, and saying your privacy is gone. I don't have any problem if the police know who's in front of my door. If it's me or whatever, I don't have a problem. But, I mean, is there something I should be concerned about? That's question one. And the other question is, if I'm out somewhere outside of Suffolk County and I see something on my phone that's inappropriate, 852-6400 is the same as 911 in Suffolk County, is that correct?
It's, yeah, it goes to...
And so if I dial 911 and I'm in Nassau or New York or wherever, I don't want them, I want you.
Right, yeah.
So it's 852.
Yeah, you can call, or 6,000 is the main switchboard, and then you can get to anybody, so.
Okay.
Yeah, either one of those numbers would work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the Ring?
As far as the Ring doorbell thing goes,
Yeah.
those videos are very helpful for us in our investigations. They, not just Ring doorbells, but it couldn't, or not just your house, it could be your neighbor's house, or somebody else, or it could be around the corner and they drove by or walked by your house. So if you have any kind of videos, not just Ring doorbell, but any kind of video system, it's very helpful for us. As far as what you should be concerned about, anything, whether it's video or the temperature in your house or any of that stuff, when you're hooked up to the internet, there's always the risk that somebody's going to be able to hack into it. So that's something you need to be concerned about. And if you have passwords on your home computer, usually that works. A lot of people don't realize that when you have your home computer, it comes automatically with a guest thing that's not password protected. So you got to make sure you go in there and either eliminate that or put a password on that one. But other than that, just use regular.
He's talking about your Wi-Fi router.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just to address this gentleman talking about the Ring camera, what they're alluding to is not so much that they worry about the police having access. It's that Amazon, which now owns Ring, owns all of the video that is on your house, inside and out now. That's, and I'm a little concerned, I'm very concerned about it, to be honest. And I'm thinking of getting other cameras simply because of that. There's a point where it's intrusive, and it has nothing to do with the police department noticing, it's everybody else no.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing with that thing in your house, Alexa.
That's right.
They said they were listening to people's homes for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a choice for everybody to make. You know, everybody has to realize what privacy they're willing to give up. Many people just have cameras on the outside of their house. 'Cause
Exactly.
there's nothing going on outside that you need privacy about. So that's normally what people do, but again, that's a decision for everybody to make. As far as we're concerned, we love them. They help us out a lot.
We had our alarm installer in the house last week doing some repair work and maintenance work, and he said that one of his busiest things that's now increasing frequently, he says he's getting them now just a couple of calls a week. He said, used to never heard of it, and it's getting more and more, is that people are having their Ring doorbells, their electronic doorbells stolen.
Stolen, yeah.
They're being ripped off the
Not
house,
right.
and he said that you get up there and you see nothing but a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
He says it's becoming a real problem.
I realize it. Yeah, well, that's one thing they do is cover them up or break them so that we can't access them. Yes.
Are you aware of, like, is there a database of who's got some kind of video doorbell to voluntarily share it with you?
You can register your security system
The county was
with
doing
Shield.
something. I'm not sure where that project stands.
I just bought a Ring doorbell, so.
Yeah. I can find out about that or call headquarters, they would know about it. So if you need information about that, I can get that for you.
But I mean, in that situation, would you just go door to door and see who's got a
Yeah,
camera?
that's what we do normally. So if there's an incident, the detectives or the investigators will go door to door, drive around, see what's around, and ask people if they have it.
And if nobody's home, will they leave?
Yeah, they leave a card, or they'll
Okay.
come back or call back later. But time is a factor, because a lot of these, they don't record or they don't have a memory for a long time, and they record over each other. So we have to make sure, you know, if it only records for a week and you're away for vacation, you know, we're going to lose it. So.
But the reality is that, as you showed at the beginning, all the people that are stealing televisions out of Target and whatever else, that the pictures by themselves are of very, very little value many, many times.
That's not true, no. Pictures help. Pictures help for sure. These pictures that I show you are the cases where we haven't had any leads, but there are plenty of other cases, many more cases, that we're able to solve with pictures that we don't advertise.
Right.
I mean, some of the pictures are, I got an email just recently, a suspicious person, and it was as clear as I'm just looking at hill.
Right.
So what happens is I put it out to the cops, the local sector cops, and I go, oh yeah, I know that guy, you know. Bada boom, bada bing. It doesn't always work that way, but that's, in theory, that's the idea behind it. These pictures, the quality, some of them are super.
I know they are, yes. I see them on Nixle.
Yes, John?
I'll tell you, I have cameras, and I'll tell you, the best thing you can do after doing all my homework on them, the best thing you can do is have a professional do it. And there's a guy named Joe, I think it's 1-800-ALARM, comes out of Greenwood. And he does, you know, he's reasonable, because I'll tell you, when you start calling these camera people in, and you know what you want, they'll set it up for you. The vary in pricing is insane. You can go from anywhere from the same system, which people from 4,000 to the same system could cost 8,000 or $9,000. And this guy in Greenwood, local guy, low overhead, he's reasonable. And when he works with you, you know, he'll tell you, you know, if you don't want to start out. So I did my whole yard to get certain things happen in the community. But he said, you know, he'll tell you, you know what, you can start out with 3 cameras, but he'll set it up where in the future you can add on if you like to. He's a nice guy.
Yes.
Not like other people.
Anybody have anything else?
Don't they have to be licensed and bonded or something?
Who's that?
People who install that, I mean, locksmiths have to be licensed and bonded.
I'm not sure that there's a license for that. It's possible if it goes into the electrical panel or something, but I don't know otherwise. Yeah. Yes?
Yes, I was here last month on the district manager for CVS, also on Depot Road, and I want to say thank you, the police presence has been better there, but the problem is not getting better. And I know that you suggested us cutting down the trees, we're working with the landlord to get that done in the next week or two, and we're putting up the poles with the metal to close down the parking lot at night, that should be done this week.
Wait a minute, you care?
I was here last month.
That is so awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been forever.
I have customers, I was saying last month, the son has to drive from Queens to get the mother's medication because she's afraid to go there because they could walk up to people, ask for money, ask to get work.
Yeah.
So I've gone there, I go past there every morning and I see police sitting in the parking lot, having, whatever they're talking about, about the day. I see people going there, but we still have a big problem.
Yes.
We're at the town meeting on the 17th. I'm gonna bring it up to the supervisor and I'll work on it. I talked to code enforcement, they say this, it's a sanctuary city or whatever.
No, it's not. No, it's
I'm
not.
just telling you what the
Yeah.
guys said when I called, I'm not saying it is. And they're illegal, again, we talked about this last month, it's not my business. My business is to make sure my customers are safe so they can shop in the store. So.
I love you.
Sir, honestly, sir, with that, there was a gentleman named Walter.
Suffolk, yes.
I spoke to him 5 years ago.
Yeah, he's still with the company, but he works on the South Shore. I live in the community, she goes, right, I'll be here every month until we fix the problem. I know that you're committed to fixing the problem, I know that we have to get the town involved, which I'm trying to get done, I'm trying to set up a meeting, it's been very difficult, they give me a hard time, but I'm gonna be persistent, but anything that you can do to continue to help us. The biggest thing is, they walk onto the sidewalk when you guys pull up.
Yep.
But they just stand there, isn't there a law for loitering, you can't just, you're allowed to just stand there all day?
Yeah.
On the sidewalk.
Parking lot.
Parking lot, they're not allowed to be if you don't want them.
You know, they did up in Queens, one of the places I know, they had fixed the sprinklers.
Yeah.
I'm serious, they turned on the sprinklers.
I'll turn them on if they're there, but I don't believe we have sprinklers there.
No, I think the one time you did, they snapped them off, to be honest with you.
I'll look into that, no problem. I'm willing to do anything on my end. I don't care about what it's gonna cost me, but I want to continue to make that partnership with you so we can fix the problem.
Quick question for you. To what extent do you inform your customers that you have a delivery service? You deliver drugs, right?
We do. We can talk about that after the meeting. I don't think we should take up.
No, but I'm just saying, can that ameliorate the problem, mitigate it?
Of course we can. We have a program that you can do that. But
Right.
the point I'm making is people should be able to shop in the community and be safe. My mother-in-law won't shop there.
Sure.
So we met with the town about that, and we discussed a couple of options. I'm not sure where we're going to go with this, but for right now, we're trying to do the enforcement. You said you've seen us there.
I have started. I think a captain came in or something, speak to my store manager,
Right.
went across the street, talked to the cleaners, talked to the other.
Right.
The police presence is certainly getting better, but we need to be consistent about what they're doing. Like some guys come in and say, listen, you guys gotta move along. Some guys just drive through the parking lot. Something to get them, because all they do is step onto the sidewalk.
Yep.
Guys leave, it's right back in the thing. I pass her soon, there's a guy sleeping on the sidewalk.
Right, so now what we need to do is, and we spoke about this last month, that if you know somebody, Joe Smith is on the property, I don't want Joe Smith on my property anymore. Then when we go back and he's on your property, then we can arrest him. But you have to sign affidavit saying, I know Joe Smith, Joe Smith's been here in my store and on my property in the past, I don't want him here anymore. Because it's an area that's open to the public, so if it's open to the public, people are allowed to be there unless you tell them they can't be. So if you do that, if you have some particular person or people who you can identify and say they're there every day, I don't want them there, they're on my property, then we can arrest them.
So I have a question. If you identify them, but you don't know their names, we don't know any of the names, is that okay? You can say, this gentleman's been here 3 days in a row?
Leave that to us. Call us.
Okay.
And say, this guy's been here every day, all week. I keep telling him to leave the property, and he doesn't leave the property, he keeps coming back.
Okay.
We'll get his information. We'll ask you to sign an affidavit, or whoever's in charge of the store to sign the affidavit that whoever that guy is not allowed on the property. And then when we come back and he's on the property, he can't just walk on the sidewalk. Then he's going to get arrested.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. So we just can call them.
Call 911.
Just call 911 and then we'll sign the paperwork when they come down.
Exactly. exactly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wow.
When is it appropriate to call 911 versus just calling your, the second precinct thing,
So if it's an emergency and you need us there right
Obviously,
away.
but, like, you always hear they don't want to clog up the 911
No.
call center.
No.
Non-emergency.
Call 911, even if it's a non-emergency. The only time you shouldn't call 911 is if it's something that's not police related, and we were talking about it earlier with somebody, the 311 you can call for the county if there's like a pothole that needs to get fixed or something along those lines. Anything that's police related, you call 911 and or you can come down to the precinct. Or go online if it's something if it's not an emergency and you don't really need a police officer and it's one of those incidents you can see online, you can just fill it out online yourself.
Where is texting in other words, if somebody's in a situation where they can't talk, active shooter kind of situation, and they can text, is there a way to text the police?
I don't believe we have that.
Other than the tips.
It came out at Parkland
Yeah.
in Florida, texting the police where people could not talk.
There is a texting tips option through Crime
Right, but
Stoppers,
nothing for emergencies, I don't think.
but nothing for emergencies.
The only thing we have is the schools can speak directly to the,
Yeah, have the raid.
That's the rave, yeah.
Thank you.
Were there any significant search warrants in August?
We had one that was before our last meeting, so I took it out of the presentation. It was on the 1st, I believe, or the 2nd of August in Greenlawn.
Greenlawn.
And we made one arrest and got some marijuana out of there, but it was nothing serious.
Okay.
Sorry, most of us were at your National Night Out, the last meeting.
Oh, well, there were plenty of people at the meeting.
You had a lot of people there?
People at the meeting.
Wow.
So yes, it's, I'm very glad I kept the meeting when and where I did. And I
Wow.
did next year because I had close to this size group.
Wow, I'm shocked, because the year before you had like 4 people.
Right, yeah, I think it might even be more than this, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
A couple of my neighbors have talked about forming a community watch.
Uh-huh.
Can you talk about what's involved in doing that? Is it?
I've not been directly involved in forming one of those, but I can put you in touch with somebody who has done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about if we wanted to know police activity, like calls that have been made, for a particular location? Is there a way to get a list of that, what's going on?
You can foil any.
Okay.
You can foil that. It goes through our central records and headquarters.
I just want to make a statement to piggyback what Jim said. There's a lot going on in the city right now with the cops. A lot of bad incidents, the climate. So again, thank you for what you do. And that was a beautiful ceremony for one of your officers, Angel.
Yes. Yes.
That was good turnout. Quite a lot of people came for her.
Yes.
good party, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely something I shouldn't have brought my kid to.
Oh God.
I
That was a good.
know. You were there. You were there. You were there.
Be protected by the second.
Yeah.
Yes, all right.
Nice of you to say. Nice of you to say. Thank you.
All right, Dick.
Awesome.
Oh, this is the end of the summer holiday season and vacation season, but we are coming into the winter months as far as snowbirds and everything else. Do you have recommendations
Why are we
for
not
us as
focusing?
how to leave our house if we're going on a long-term vacation or a long-term absence?
Yeah, I mean, it's the typical stuff that you've heard forever, stop the mail, stop the newspaper from being delivered, make sure there's somebody here who's checking on your house. Snow is a big thing, snow removal and that kind of thing. But the most important thing, I think, is to have somebody checking on your house. Some family member or friend who regularly goes by and make sure that, and you do the light timer thing, whatever you can do to make people think that you're still there.
And don't post on social media that you're at the airport.
Right.
And you'll be gone. And yeah, the people do it all the time. Don't do that.
Going for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rob me. Like seriously.
Anybody else?
I just wanted to say I feel good about seeing the guns in the room. Not the shooting guns, but these guns.
Yeah.
Jim, take that. All right, thanks everybody for coming. Appreciate it. Have a good
Thank you.